right, everybody, let's get up our chop builders. Choose your option. I'm going to be playing 3A right now. Okay, ready? 1, 2, chop builders. 1, 2, ready? All right, folks. Remington, F Remington, start letter A. Good breath, right? Every 4 measures. 1, 2, ready? Chop builders, please. All right, everybody. Next, we're going to be doing our concert F major warm-up, concert F major scale. So go ahead and get up your scale sheet, your major scale sheet. This will give you both of the octave options that you need for this one, okay? So concert F major, if you need to pause the video, get it up, do that right now. First instrument grouping we're going to go over is flute and oboe. Flute and oboe, how many flats do you see there? Just one, right? Just one flat. We have an E natural, right? The only flat we see here is B flat in our Beadgesif, okay? So reminder, the flats start at B and go to F, right? So B flat, only one flat, E natural. Then we jump to our trumpet, clarinet, bass clarinet, tenor sax, folks. You're gonna see this sharp up here. What line is that on? The top line, and F is on that line. Reminder, in our word Beadgesif, we start with the F, okay? So we have an F sharp. B is natural, right? We have B natural, right? And F is sharp. Good. Then we go to the horns. Horns, do you see anything? Nope. Nothing, all right? Alto saxophones, we have F sharp and we have C sharp, right? F sharp, C sharp, okay? F sharp, this one, right? C sharp, nothing, okay? All right, and then we're going to jump to low brass and bassoon. Low brass and bassoon, you're just going to see one flat, and that is B flat, okay? Flute, oboe, low brass, bassoon, you are in concert F, which is your F. Your scale starts and ends on F. Trumpet, clarinet, tenor, sax, you're in concert F major, but yours starts on G. Okay, so it's concert F major, your G scale. Horns, you're in concert F major, yours starts on C, so it's your C scale. Okay. Alto saxes, we're in concert F major, but yours starts on D, so it's your D scale, okay? All right, now, if you need a refresher on any of the fingerings, then I need you to pause the video, go look at the fingering charts in your books, okay? Or look it up on the internet if you don't have your fingering chart available. All right. Now, all brass people, except for horns, I'd like you to, for the purpose of right now, play the low notes, okay? You have low notes written in, not the high notes. We'll do the high notes at the end, okay? Review your fingerings, pause the video, go do that now. Okay, welcome back. All right, we're going to note name through the scale, play the scale. If yours sounds different than mine, then you should review, right? Okay, ready? Note name your scale. 1, 2, ready? All right, now go back in the video and play with me, okay? And if you struggle with that, just redo it, okay? Now look at your arpeggio. Let's do this. Let's note name our arpeggio. Okay, we're gonna go slow, and we're gonna note name it, and then brass, I want you to go back and mouthpiece it, okay? Ready? 1, 2, note name, go. Okay, slow down that video, all right? And go ahead, mouthpiece, go back in the video, note name, do whatever you have to, and then play it with me, okay? All right, moving on to the thirds. We're gonna go slow. Again, you can speed up, slow down the video. I encourage you to mouthpiece brass, okay? That's going to make you better. All right, mouthpiece. All right, let's do the thirds. Ready? 1, 2, ready? Low F sharp, 1, 2, 3. Low E natural, right? 1, 2, 3 for those of you who have that. Low E natural is also 7th position for trombones, okay? All right, now, if you are somebody who does not have 2 octaves written in, then I want you to stop the video, move on. If you're somebody who has 2 octaves written in, then I'd like you to follow along now, okay? We're gonna do the upper octave now, those of you who have it. So this should be flutes, clarinets, bassoon, trumpet, trombone, baritone, and tuba, okay? Those of you should be doing the upper octave at this point. Let's just pause the video, go review the fingerings if you have to, and let's all go through the upper octave. Ready? Same thing. Pause the video, go back, do it again. Go back, do it again. Mouthpiece, do whatever you have to do to get it under your fingers, okay? Ready? Upper octave. 1, 2, high notes. Okay, pause, go back, mouthpiece, pause, go back, note name, whatever you gotta do, then play it, okay? Arpeggio, brass, you gotta mouthpiece this one, okay? Mouthpiece this time, brass, and then everybody else, note name, sizzle, all that stuff. Ready? Arpeggio, 1, 2, ready? Okay, pause the video, go back, do it again if you have to. And thirds, okay? This one you probably have to go slow, all right? It's getting really high. Think about blowing towards your elbow, brass, right? Okay, thirds. you can pause, right? Go one measure at a time if you have to, okay? So first measure, right? Bum, 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 bum. Pause it. Go back. Bum, 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 bum. Play it. Go back. And then you can just do the second measure. Bum, 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 bum. Right? Pause the video after the second measure. Go back to the beginning of the second measure, okay? All right, very flexible with the videos. Let's all, I'll go slow. You can slow down the video if you want. And we'll do the upper octave, upper notes. Let's all, mouthpiece, brass especially, sizzle, play, whatever you gotta do. Ready? Thirds, 1, 2, ready? Sorry for my little flub in there, but good job. If you need to go back and do that again, please go back and do that again so you can get it on your fingers. All right? Great. Welcome to Rhythm Day 2. All right, we're on chart 12.75, line 6. If you need to pause the video to get it up, do so now. If not, let's get started. We have lots of 16th notes in measure 1. Let's write them in. We got a big 1, E, and A. 2 E, and then we have an 8th note rest here. Think about what part of the beat it's on. Correct. The and, right? So we have a little and with a slash. And then we have a big 3 E and A, 4 E, and if you look, this just repeats, right? So it's the same thing 2 times. So we have 4 E, little and with a slash. All right, next one. We got a big one. Big
Vroom,
E.
vroom.
Okay, and then if you look at that, it's the same as that one, right? So big 1, big E, little and with a slash. Big 2, a big and, a big 3 E, and, right? This one throws us off a little bit. Normally we have a rest there. This time it's an 8th note, and then a big 4. If you need to pause the video at any time, please do so. All right, moving on. Big 1, big and, big 2, big E. Got the same little bit here that we have a lot of times in this rhythm here. So we have a little and with a slash, right? And then if you look, same thing again, right? So big 3, big and, big 4, big E, little and with a slash. Last measure, 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 E and. Oops, those are supposed to be 16th notes. Okay, my bad. All right, do that one again. So we have 1 E and A, 2 and A, 3 E and 4. If you need to pause the video and write in the counts. If not, let's get started. Let's do the first 2 measures, count them together. First 2, ready? 1 and 2, count the first 2, go. 1 E and A, 2 E, 3 E and A, 4 E, 1 E, 2 and 3 E and 4. Again, 2, count it again. First 2 measures, go. 1 E and a 2 E, 3 E and a 4 E, 1 E, 2 and 3 E and 4. If you need to redo that, redo it. If not, let's sizzle it. Ready? 1, 2, sizzle, go. Okay, great. Play it with me. 1, 2, play it. Ready? Go. Okay, now look at the second line here. This is measure 3 and 4 for you. Let's count it together. Ready? 1 and 2. Count it. Ready and go. 1 and 2 E, 3 and 4 E, 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and 4. Again. 2. Count it. Ready and go. 1 and 2 E, 3 and 4 E, 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and 4. Sizzle. 2. Ready. Go. Play it. 1, 2, ready, go. back and redo any of that, please do so. And if anybody wants to race Mr. Wilson, he'll meet you at Cardo's at 4. See ya.
All right, everybody, welcome as we all board this train, number 66. This train. Choo-choo. Blue Book. So let's observe a few things before we get started. The tempo of this is, as it says, moderato, which is not quite allegro, but not quite andante, you know? So it's not fast, it's not walking, it's somewhere in between. It's a moderate tempo. Second, let's look at the time signature. 2-4. We're never going to count above 2 in this one, as far as I can tell, which is good because I only have 5 fingers, and this last time I checked, 2 is less than 5. Wonderful. Now, the third thing I want to look at before we begin is the key signature. Flutes, oboes, trombone, baritone, bassoon, tuba, mallets. We have 3 flats. Welcome to the 3 flat club. And if you use our fancy word, Beatgesif, what are those flats? B, E, and A flat, right? That's a B flat, an E flat, and an A flat. Be very careful of that. Now, if you're a member of the 1 flat club, you may play the clarinet, the bass clarinet, the tenor sax, or the trumpet. And if you're a member of the 1 flat club, then you have just a B flat. Now, moving over to the saxophones, we have nothing in the key signature. You see nothing because this is your C major. You see no sharps and flats, so everything is going to be natural. That's F natural, and that's also B natural. In horns, you are a member of the prestigious 2 flat club, where we have both B flat and E flat. Okay, I think we've looked at enough information. Let's look at that first measure. It's forte, loud. Let's just look at the first rhythm. Why don't we all count that together? Ready? Tap your toe. Count it. Here we go. 1 and. Do that plus 1. Again, here we go. 1 and 1. That's all we really need to do. Let's sizzle it once. I'll play. We'll play. You sizzle. First measure plus 1. 2. Ready? And. Again, here we go. And ready. And if at any time you feel we're moving too fast for you, that's okay. Hit pause, rewind it back, and you can even use the YouTube setting to slow down the speed of the video so you can get a little bit slower practice session in. Good, let's look at measure 2. It's 4/8 notes. 1 and 2 and. You know this, it's quite simple. Sizzle while we play. Sizzle while we play. 1, 2, measure 2, here we go. Excellent, let's do that one more time. Ready, sizzle, or play, here we go. Wonderful, let's do the first 2 measures. And brass players, go ahead and grab that mouthpiece off the instrument. Let's buzz this one while we play. First 2 measures. 2, ready, and go. Wonderful. And Mr. Kugel leads us to our next point, the plus 1. Let's add it in there. First 2 measures plus 1. 1, 2, ready, and. Wonderful. Now let's take a look at that measures 3 and 4. We're going to do this as a unit. First, the first 8th note. How many beats is that worth, Mr. Kugel?
Oh, I'd give it a half.
It's a half a beat. That's where your foot goes down. And the dotted quarter note takes up the rest of the measure. And then it's tied to a half note, which takes up the entirety of the next measure. So it's 4 beats total over 2 measures. 1 and. Good. Now let's try those 2 measures together. You sizzle while we play. 2, measures 3 and 4. Ready? Here we go. And you breathe at the end. Try that a few times and see how it goes. Let's look at the first 4 measures in one big chunk. Once again, brass players, I'd like you to keep mouthpiecing for right now and then go back again, put the mouthpiece back in, and play it with us.
Percussion, make sure that your rolls are nice and even. The single stroke roll.
Very nice. Let's try this. 1 through 4. 2, ready? And yeah, a nice little breath there. So like I said, you can go back in this video, slow it down, and work on measures 1 through 4. Now, before we move forward, we're going to talk about a simple concept known as syncopation. And I think Mr. Kugel had a little bit to say. He was sort of sketching a whole artistry of thingies back here on the board about how you should be playing the eighth, quarter, eighth with appropriate syncopated style.
Okay. Eighth note, staccato. Not friends, need space. Quarter note is aggressive, right? It's an accent in the middle, need space. Eighth note, we're gonna make it staccato. So we have syncopation, which means, remember, emphasis on the upbeat when your foot's going up. So we have one and, like that. Let's say that. Ready, go.
One and.
Notice how our and is louder than the one. Again, ready, and say it.
One and.
Good, okay.
Now, you could say that those notes are practicing some social distancing.
Where's your drum set?
Online band. Wonderful. Let's move forward. Measures 5, 6, 7, and 8. This is our second phrase. Little mini phrase. And one thing we can notice in this is that it's the exact same rhythm. Quite simple. However, the notes have changed. So we're going to play this, and we'd like you to first letter name this. Start at measure 5. We're going to do 5, 6, 7, and 8 all together, letter named. 2, move your fingers, letter name. Let's do it one more time. Woodwinds, I'd like you to sizzle. Brass players, I'd like you to mouthpiece. 2, 3. Let's all play it together this time. 2, 3. Wonderful. Now let's go to the next chunk. Next 4 measures. We have measure 1 through 8 done. Now we're looking at 9, 10, 11, and 12. The rhythm has changed. The dynamic has changed. We get really soft, and then we gradually get louder and louder and louder until we get back to forte. Let's count the rhythm, shall we? 2, measure 9, count it, go. 1 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. I'll start a little quieter this time. You sizzle, we play. 2. Let's all get aboard this train. 2 and ready and. Ooh, crispy. Let's try that again. +1. Ready? 2. Ready? Nice and quiet. Excellent. If you haven't played it, scroll back and play it. Wonderful. Let's do the last chunk of 4, then we're going to put the whole thing together.
Soft does not mean bad breath, right? Soft means not, right? Okay, still got to take a good breath.
Yeah. Let's do this. Last 4 measures. Notice this is the same rhythm as earlier. The first 4, the second 4, and now the final 4.
Same notes too, right?
Same notes.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. Breath marks in a little different spot. Let's try it. 2, last 4, here we play. Now, why is it that breath mark's in such a strange place? We never want to break a crescendo, right? It ruins it. So we want to complete that 4-bar phrase with a little bit extra so we finish that crescendo and take a breath after we finish that little thought. Now let's try the whole darn thing, shall we? From the beginning. Start big, get soft, and then get bigger again. 2, ready, beginning. Wonderful. Thank you for getting aboard this train. All right.
We've arrived.